Nancy Reagan once called it the long, long goodbye. It can't be prevented, it can't be treated, and it can't be slowed down. I'm talking about Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's disease affects over 5 million Americans, 300,000 of them in New York State alone, and it kills more each year than both breast and prostate cancers combined. The numbers are truly astounding, yet up until recently, Alzheimer's has flown under the radar.
The cost to the United States economy for all of the care associated with Alzheimer's disease is just over $226 billion this year.
That's over a quarter of this country's total defense budget, yet only a fraction of government funding has been traditionally allotted to Alzheimer's.
The truth is, this country can't afford to continue to watch the number of people with Alzheimer's disease grow and grow and grow.
Other diseases, like cancer and HIV, have gotten more attention than Alzheimer's, resulting in better health outcomes for those suffering from them, something that Bovin and the good people at the Alzheimer's Association are hoping for the many families that they serve.
I became attached to many, many families. I was so struck by the commitment that they have to their loved ones.
It's nearly impossible to predict whether someone will get Alzheimer's, but researchers do know that it is caused by the overaccumulation of two proteins called amyloid and tau.
Think a little bit about these overaccumulations in proteins like we think about cholesterol. We all have cholesterol and we need it and we want it, but we don't want too much. And the same is true of amyloid and tau.
It's also impossible to prevent Alzheimer's, but there are some known risk factors that can be eliminated, like diabetes. Try to stave off diabetes, and if you have it, manage it properly. Also, head injury. If you're biking or skiing, wear those helmets. As Bovin says, you may not always like the way they look, but they could protect your brain later in life. Currently, the best that is offered to patients are 5 FDA-approved drugs that help with symptoms, but these meds should be administered when nerves in the brain are the healthiest, so early detection is key.
What I often say to people is to have these small lapses in memory where you misplace your keys or you forget something your daughter told you on Tuesday, that's normal behavior. But when that memory loss begins to interfere with day-to-day function, then it's no longer what we can classify as normal aging memory.
As you can imagine, losing one's memory must be an extremely frightening and frustrating experience. But in part 2 of my exploration of Alzheimer's disease, I'll talk to some caregivers, and you'll find out just how debilitating it could be for them as well. But at the same time, I'll introduce you to one very inspiring young lady. For Look TV, I'm Tracy Villamay.